The film Death on Nile, this is a movie that, quite frankly, is pretty decent. Now, I'm not a big fan of murder mysteries, but this one kept me guessing until the end of the film. I would recommend you check this film out because I think it is well worth your time. Well, I have to say that this film was delayed for a long time, and not just that though, but I wonder how the end product turned out. Was this film going to be well worth the wait? In a sense, it kind of is. I mean, this film is a sequel to Murder on the Orient Express, and I never seen that movie, but for seeing this film, I have to say that the cast it did a good job. Not everybody in this film is great, but Kenneth Branagh, who also had directed this film, his character, wow, was simply amazing. He's the detective in this film, and so when a murder goes down on a cruise ship on the Nile, it's up to him to try to figure out who's the murderer. I enjoyed some of the characters in this film, and then you have Hercule, who's like this world's greatest detective, trying to figure it all out, and it makes for some interesting sequences. Without spoiling anything, I will say there are moments throughout the film where I thought, did they do it? Was it him? Was it her? And it was good to keep me guessing because that's what murder mysteries do. And as far as overall arc of this film, I ain't gonna lie, it's quite slow in the beginning and it's a little bit boring. But after the first act, things pick up at a dramatic pace. But I will say, as terms of murder mysteries, this film does a decent job of telling an interesting story. Not one of the best stories, but it's still entertaining nonetheless. Now, at terms as the cast, they do a decent job in this film. I can't really individual out any actors because feel like I'd be giving away what characters get killed off in this film. And there are some characters that ends up dying in this movie, but other than that, I will say is that not really knowing the previous film Murder on the Orient Express, not knowing these characters' backstories, I don't feel connected to them. So I kind of felt like if I would have known more about these characters, I probably, this film might have just been a little bit better for me. Not just that though, but this film narrative, I feel like they would have drummed up 20 minutes. This could have been a more compelling story. Don't get me wrong, narrative's not horrible, but it's not great in terms of rewatching this film. When you have certain movies you can watch one time, then don't look at again. This is one of those films. Yeah, I enjoyed this film. I had a good time with it. It was a decent movie in my opinion, but at the end of the day, this is a film that I thought could have been a lot better. I'm giving this film a 7 out of 10. Yeah, I thought this film was pretty decent for what it was, but not enough to really say, oh, this was a great movie. Things that I wish were different were a short run time, and not just that, we gotta learn more about these characters in order to care enough for them. I mean, they're not horrible, but it didn't give me enough impression to care about some of these characters in the film. Still though, at the end of the day, this is a highly enjoyable film in my opinion. And that's my review of the film Death on the Nile. Alright, leave your comments down below in the section and let me know what you think about this film if you have seen it. Okay, this is Slim Guy 172 saying peace out.